Sport Fishing on the Fly is brought to you by Maui Jim Sunglasses. First Tellurium Corp., the future of mining. And Hardy Rods and Reels.
Good morning, my name is John Kent and I'm currently at Corbett Lake Lodge with Deb Paskall, and I'm going to demonstrate tying of the Guns N' Roses pattern. It works very well in all our lakes around Merritt and Kamloops, and here we go. So for the purpose of demonstrating, I'm tying on a size 12 Daiichi covert hook with a 7/64 black bead, and for the body we're going to be using the original 6916 gunmetal gray Flashabou, and for the rib we're using stretch tubing from Wapsi micro wine. And for the thread, Deb set me up with some of this Semperfly classic 12-aught. And for the gills and underbody, we're going to use the Uni-Stretch. It's what I use for all my chironomids. So the first step is to slide the bead back and mount your tying thread right behind the eye. And for the gills, we're going to use a small piece of the Uni-Stretch. And tie it in right behind the eye. And secure it down and go back up behind the eye and slide the material back. And this is the way I like to whip finish it. You don't have to do it this way, but this is my preference. Then whip finish, cut your thread. Then we're just going to trim the Uni-Stretch. Then next step is just slide the bead back up. And then I use the Uni-Stretch to create the underbody. I'm just going to go halfway down the hook and spin it counterclockwise to flatten it out and just bring it back up. And then I just tie a half hitch right behind the bead and cinch that up. And cut your Uni-Stretch off. And then now we're going to mount the thread right at the bottom of the taper. And then we're going to wind it back up to the eye, or back up to right behind the bead. And then you can cut off all your excess. So next we're going to tie in the ribbing, which is the stretch tubing. I'll tie it right behind the bead. Usually I just try and catch the tip of it. And then you can stretch the heck out of this stuff and wind it down to the bend of the hook. So for the body, we're going to use 4 strands of the gunmetal Flashabou. So then when you go down to size 14, you only need 3 strands, and size 16, I only use 2. Now I usually wet it to eliminate any static electricity. And then just tie it right in front of where you stopped with your tubing. And then we're going to wind the thread back up to right behind the eye. And just before you get there, you got to catch the tag end of that tubing to flatten it out. Just make it nice and smooth. And so what I do that a lot of guys don't do is I wind the rib first. And after you tie this one a couple times, you'll learn just how much space you need in between each wind. And usually just we'll make 7 ribs, or in this case 8. And then stretch it while you cut off the excess. And if you notice with my left hand, I'm pushing the thread out of the way. And then we're going to wind our Flashabou in between those wraps. And finish it on top right behind the collar. And then again, cut your excess off. And then we're just going to whip finish to finish the fly off. Now you can cut your excess thread off. And it's just a matter of coating the fly with the UV resin. And I like to use the Pro Tire resin that comes from Canadian Llama. And then we're going to hit it with the light. that's it. And in regards to the history of this pattern, I developed this one 20 years ago, and it seems to work as well, if not better now than it did then. And it's been an excellent pattern for me, and you tie some up, I think you'll see how good of a pattern it is. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and tight lines, everyone.